Bitcoiners, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hmm. Guys, this is the drink. I'm telling you. All right, every day. Mm. Beet juice, ginger, um, beet juice, ginger, a little bit of lemon, maybe a little touch of honey. Boom. I love it. Great. Every single day, guys. Come on in, guys. What's up? Come on in, guys. Come on in, Bitcoiners, traders, supporters. Thank you, supporters. I'm going to do a quick live in celebration of kind of reaching 50,000 followers. That's crazy. I never thought that my short stint here, my short focused stint here on X was ever going to yield 50,000 followers. You know, I thought 20,000, something like that, maybe 30,000, but I never really thought that it was going to do that because I decided to dedicate this platform to Bitcoin only content. And so I am known in the industry as I'm very known in the trading industry. And so if I came here with trading content and things of that nature, I'd expect 100,000, 200,000 followers. But dedicating this platform to just Bitcoin, which I am not known for, right? In any industry for that matter, I just felt like it was always going to be small and niche. And I actually liked that. What I wanted to try to do is to build somewhat of an intimate following here, for us to, together go deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. But it actually started to grow a little bit faster than I actually thought. And my goal was never to grow. My goal was to never have huge numbers. I know how to grow huge numbers on a platform or decent numbers on a platform. All of my other platforms have fairly decent numbers. I'm approaching 400,000 on YouTube, and I've got 200,000 plus on Facebook and 170,000 on Instagram. Those are decent numbers. But so I know how to grow the numbers of a platform. But my intent here was not to grow. And my style of my type of Bitcoiner, I am probably what some might call more of a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. That style is kind of harder to grow a following, but it didn't matter to me because I believe in that harder, more toxic approach to being a Bitcoiner. And let me touch on that. I think that's very important. I think that has some relevance here. Bitcoiners, the real hardcore Bitcoiners who are labeled toxic because they have this zero tolerance for bullshit or anything that's not Bitcoin. That label is unfair in a way, but it's also appropriate in a way. And I will tell you this, that I believe that toxicity, for lack of a better term, is an appropriate defense mechanism. I believe that in a way, it is love, concern. It has good intentions behind it. The serious hardcore Bitcoiners, they approach Bitcoin as hope or the possibility to completely upend an unfair slave-based system that has almost the entire race under its thumb. That this is almost like this can serve as a possible global solution that raises human flourishing and productivity to levels that the world has never seen. That this potentially is a possible savior from oppression, from monetary evil. And when someone comes to that conversation with a cat picture, like, dude, get out of here. We've got no time for this. This is too enormous to be talking about a cat picture. I love cats, but dude, keep that away from me, please. When it comes to talking about the freedom of human mankind, guys, there's an elite group in this world. They run plantation-like countries. These plantations are literally, that we call countries, they're literally run by small groups of people. These plantations form their own pieces of paper, their own coupon. They brand each and every one of us. They brand us like freaking slaves with social security numbers, cedulas, passports. We seek permission to leave the plantation, to come back to the plantation. We're forced to use the plantation's pieces of paper, the coupon. We have no control over it. The coupon, the pieces of paper, can be taken from us, debased, stolen from us. We're taxed. We're the moment we're born on the plantation called our country, our whole life is designed to work for the plantation and to give back to the plantation. I mean, this is the most sophisticated form of slavery. You see, slavery of old used to be based on things that had limitations. They used to be based on things like color, all right? Black slavery. They used to be based on socioeconomic levels. Okay, the poorest of the entire community, they're the slaves. It used to be based on, groups and things of this nature. Though that form of slavery, as bad as that, though all forms of slavery are, they had limitations. Do you understand? They were limited to smaller groups of human beings. But this newer form of slavery has gotten so sophisticated that the elites probably say, why are we limiting slavery to a small group of people? Why not apply a lighter, slightly slyer, more sophisticated form of slavery and blanket that shit across the entire globe? And we are living slave-like existences. Our lives aren't really our own. We can't really choose the money until Bitcoin. We can't choose the money that we work for, that we save in. We can't, without permission, leave our plantation or enter the plantation again without permission. Every single move we make we have to pay the elites for that move. I mean, that's not freedom. And so what you call a toxic Bitcoin maximalist, just, I don't bring nonsense into this conversation. This is too grand for you to be talking to me about a dog coin. You understand? I don't have time for that. This is too big to be diverting attention away to some bullshit. You'll always have Las Vegas to gamble on. You'll always have something to throw money away in just in case. You'll always have the lottery to play. That's always going to be there. This is not always going to be here. This is bigger than that. And so the toxic Bitcoin maximalist gets this bad rap because he or she wants to keep the focus on freedom, on human flourishing, not on, I can score a few dollars on this cat thing over here. So I take a no nonsense, get out of here, take your scam somewhere else approach, and this will always cap my following. That'll always cap my following. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Taxes on taxes on taxes, theft on theft. Yes, guys, think about this, right? Think about this. I've spoken on this on many occasions. What is a slave? A slave is someone who does not have control. A slave is someone who is coerced to give up 100% of their time. So their time does not belong to them. They are not in control of their time. So their time has been stolen by another man. Now think about it. Time is the stuff that your life is made up of. Think about it. That's what your life is. Your life is a limited block of time on this planet. That's what your life is. Your very life is time. When you are a slave, 100% of your time is in the hands of another human being. You have lost your life, which is your time. Your time, your life belongs to another human being. And in addition to that, all of the fruits of the labor that come from that time doesn't belong to you. That's what a slave is. 100% of their time is owned and controlled by another man, and all of the fruits of the labor, the productivity that comes from that time belongs to another man. That is a full-fledged 100% slave. Now, what is it? What is a slave? What's called then a person that does not have control of half of their time and gives up half of the productivity that comes from that time? What's that one called? Isn't that the same thing? Just a matter of degree? And isn't that our existence today? You see, it's impossible to apply the 100% slavery system to the globe. That can't be done. But if you call it something else, you knock it back a little bit. Let's say you knock it back to 40%. It's not 100%. Let's knock the slavery back to 40%. And let's require every human being to give up 40% of the productivity of all of their time. Let's compel them to have to work for this coupon called the dollar, or our coupon called the Argentinian peso, or our coupon called the Japanese yen. Every plantation has their own money, right? Their own coupon. So let's compel them. They have no choice. That they must go out and work for my coupon. Now, what they work for, they're going to receive my coupon, and I am going to take back 40% of those coupons in the form of taxes. Then they're going to have 60% of the coupons left. Now, I am going to compel them to put the coupons back into the system, because I'm going to drop their ability to save the coupons. I don't want them saving the coupons. What is that for? I want them to give me their time, give the plantation their time. I want you giving your life to the plantation. And I want you giving it for my piece of paper. When you make my piece of paper, I'm going to take 40% back just like that. You have 60% left. Then I'm going to compel you to put the 60% back into the plantation, because I'm going to discourage you from holding on to it. It's going to melt away if you hold on to it. This will incentivize you to put it back into the system. How? By buying my overly inflated bullshit. So I'm going to make sure that every single year, everything that you use the paper to buy will go higher and higher and higher. Now, the reason I'm going to do this, the reason I'm going to make sure that the 60% of the paper that you can hold on to, I'm going to make sure that that 60% every single year buys less for you. Why? Because every single year I need you working harder for the plantation. So year one, your 60% of the pieces of paper that I allow you to hold on to, you're going to go out and buy my shit. You're going to buy the houses on my plantation. You're going to buy the cars in my plantation. You're going to buy the food on my plantation. I'm going to make sure that the 60% that you use on my stuff on my plantation becomes harder to get and harder to get and harder to get with the 60%. So that year one, you have to work X number of hours to buy your groceries. You have to work 3 hours a week to buy your groceries. The next year, you're going to have to work 4 hours a week to buy the same groceries. And the next year, you're going to have to work 5 hours a week to buy the same freaking groceries. And this is going to be your plight for the rest of your life until you die on this plantation. And when you die, I'm still going to take half of the shit. If you happen to have saved something in that slave system, I'm going to cut that in half for myself as well. Now, you tell me that's not financial or monetary slavery? This is crazy. And for the first time, instead of giving your energy and your time to a slave system with a slave money, we can give our time to a money and a system that is outside of the control of every single human being, that is only in my control, cannot be manipulated, cannot be debased, and is mathematically designed to make me bigger, make me more powerful, make me wealthier every 4 years of my life until I die? You mean this is the first time I have a money that I have access to that actually increases me every 4 years of my life instead of decreases me every 44 years of my life? We never had this choice. Do you understand? Human beings never had a choice. For the first time, we have a choice. And you want to come here and talk to me about a dog coin? Yes, I'm going to be toxic against that. I'm going to protect this narrative by being toxic. I am going to ice out anything that interrupts that message with bullshit. You can call me toxic all you want to. This is too big. It is too serious to be dealing with nonsense. Do you follow what I'm saying, guys? Toxicity is the actual defense mechanism of the hope, of the freedom, of the dream. There is no living organism today that has not been that is here without toxicity. Toxicity is the way it has defended itself, is the way that it has survived insurmountable odds. Every living cell, every living organism that exists today had to overcome insurmountable odds by being what? By being nice, by being soft, by letting things trample all over it, or by protecting itself through toxicity. This is too important to let concepts like, oh, they should be nicer. Da, 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 da. When I come with bullshit, they should be nice to me. You know what I'm saying? I say be toxic, guys. I say be toxic when it comes to this. We have no time for this. That's right. I appreciate that, Paula. Thank you. Crazy. Yes. You're taxed when you work. You're taxed on the fruits of your labor. Then what you have left after that tax, you're taxed when you decide to nourish your body through food. You're taxed on what you eat. In many cases, you're taxed on what you wear, what you clothe your body with. You're taxed on where you live, your real estate. You are taxed if you ever want to leave the plantation, exit tax. You are taxed if you die. This is a fancy word for slavery, or maybe the era after American slavery, sharecropping. Yeah, it's more like sharecropping, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, look, I'm going to let you stay on my land, and I'm going to let you work the land as long as you bring me back. You got to give me 40% of everything you do on my land. I'm going to let you have the land. I'm going to let you stay on the land. All right. I'm even going to let you have a little house on the land and a little plot of property. I'm even going to allow you to say that you own it. It's my plantation. But yeah, I'm going to let you be able to say that you own it. But we really know you don't own anything, right? That's sharecropping. You can say that's your house, but in reality, it's my house. You can say that's your property, but in reality, it's my property. It's on my land, my property. It's on my plantation. You can say it, but it's really mine. And just for the right to say that it's yours, give me a little tax on that too. I'm going to take some of whatever you produce on my property. I'm going to take a little bit of that just because you want the right to say that my house on my plantation is yours. So if you want to say, I own a house, fine, pay me. You want to say, I have an acre of land, Fine, it's really mine. But if you want to be able to say that, pay me. Pay me for the right to say that's your land. Pay me for the right to say that's your house. That's what the real estate, that's this scam called the real estate ownership market. No, you don't own anything. You don't own anything that you have to pay for until you die. That's crazy. There's no ownership on the plantation. It's sharecropping at its finest. Do you follow what I'm saying, guys? It's wild. It's wild. Yeah. What else, guys? What else? What else? Talk to me. The only thing we own, the only thing we own is Bitcoin today. It's the only thing that is truly owned. Do you know why? Because for the first time, we have something that is part of the first form of property that we're born with. Listen to me, hear me out. Hear me out on this. Smoke on this for a moment. We're all born with property. The first form of property that we're born with is this, right? This is the first form of property, right? Our very body, our very selves. Every person has property. We're born with it. Okay? Now, the concept of property starts from here. This is my first form of property. Now, anything, the way it's supposed to be, right, is that anything that this form of property acquires, I can add to my property. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I can extend my body of property beyond this. You understand? Beyond this. So I take this and I extend it and I can add to it. I can add to my concept of property. Okay? But the things that today that we can add to it, like a home, is really not ours. We're paying rent to the plantation forever in the form of taxes. All right? So anything that you have to pay for forever is not yours. Come on, let's stop the nonsense, right? And so if we added gold, that's always been stolen from us, confiscated. We've been tricked to give the gold to a custodian. And now we're back to the same thing. The custodian really owns the gold. You're allowed to say that you own it, but you really don't own it. You're paying a tax to the custodian, and the custodian can do anything with the gold he wants to. So who's the real owner? The one who can do anything with it, or the one who can't touch it, can't do anything with it, and has to pay for it to be there until I die? Come on, guys, that's not gold ownership. That's the same nonsense. So we've never had a way to grow property in a way where it's truly ours. And Bitcoin did it in the most unique way. It added the property to this property. It's not in addition to the property. My Bitcoin is me. My Bitcoin is my property, and it is also me. So how can I be separated from my 12 to 24 words? Think about the power of that. You can't separate Oliver Velez from the 24 words, from the 12 to 24 words. How do you do that? If you jail Oliver, he still has the 12 to 24 words. If you kill Oliver, he still has the 12 to 24 words. If you drug Oliver, he still has the 12 to 24 words. You can't separate your value, your property from you anymore with Bitcoin. And throughout history, your property that you gave your life to acquire you've always been separated from it. You're separated from it from death. By death, you're separated from it by theft, by confiscation, by taxation. All of these ways to get you separated from what you've acquired. And for the first time, we can acquire something that can never be separated from us, that is actually us. For the first time, our word is our bond. You know that saying, my word is my bond. Well, it used to just be a saying. Now it's freaking for real. My words are my Bitcoin. My word is my bond. My word is my value. My word is my wealth. My word is my worth. Guys, this is freaking insane. Do you understand? It is. How did this even actually come about? It's mind-boggling to me. I am flabbergasted. I'm blown away. It's wild. And that is right. This is why Kiet says is speaking the truth here. This is why we had to go to the digital world, the intangible, ethereal world where mathematics lives. You see, guys, math is not physical, is it? Think about this. Think about it. Show me where math lives. Show me where mathematics lives. Show it to me. What location? Point to it for me. Where is its physical location, mathematics? Do you understand what I'm saying? Mathematics, the entire universe is based on mathematics. The entire existence is maths. Bitcoin lives there. It lives amongst mathematics. It lives with mathematics. It is mathematics. Bitcoin is maths. And to say, anyone that says, well, it's not physical, neither is mathematics, but that's freaking real. Mathematics runs our life. Everything is predicated on mathematics. And so in order to now make math property, it's like, wow. Now math is my property. No one can steal the formula 1 + 1 = 2. No one can take that from me. How is that ever taken from me? The knowledge that 1 + 1 = 2, how do you take that from me? How do you separate me from that formula 1 + 1 = 2? How do you strip it from me? How do you steal it from me? How do you steal that formula from me? 1 + 1. Once I know it, you can't steal it from me. You can't take it. You can't make 1 + 1 = 2 different than 2. 1 + 1 is going to always equal 2. You can't change it. No other human being on earth can change that formula for me, can take the formula away from me, can debase the formula from me. No, I can't ever lose 1 + 1 = 2. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what Bitcoin is. It's maths like that. You can't take it from me. You can't touch it because it's my mathematical formula. It's my maths. This is, Guys, when you really get this, wow, it's crazy. Is it not? I mean, are you blown away like I am? Or are you like bored? Are you bored or I'm blown away? This is like the deeper I go down the rabbit hole, it's like, wow, it's powerful. Maths and the internet is worth more than these rocks that gold bugs spend all day polishing. Well, first of all, guys, I have a soft spot in a way for the gold bugs because I was a gold bug most of my adult life. My father was a gold bug, which pretty much made me a gold bug. I saved in gold. I would say I saved in gold from the mid 1990s all the way to, I would say, 2010. So I still had all of my goal all the way to I had my goal all the way to 2021, and I sold all of my lifetime accumulation of gold. I sold and dumped it all into Bitcoin. But I will tell you, so I have a soft spot for the gold bugs because I was one for so long. But looking back on my gold bug period, it just looks more ridiculous now. But, you know, for the vast majority of that time, Bitcoin wasn't available. So it was the next best thing. But let's face it, guys, the majority of people who are adamant about gold, do they really own gold? Like, think about it. Are they really in possession of gold, or they're in possession of a piece of paper? I would say that 99% of everyone who considers themselves a gold bug, gold is real money, they have zero gold. They have a gold ETF. That's not gold. That's another freaking financial product. What are you talking about? That's a financial product that someone wrote the word on it, gold. Okay, gold, GOLD, and just gave you the piece of paper. Like, that's not gold. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? A few of you let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Owning ETF shares is not owning gold. Someone just wrote the word gold on that and hands you the piece of paper. It's not gold. So you mean you own paper gold? I'm about to get to that. So I was a, I was, I went into the gold ETF GLD in January of 2020, 2020, January of 2005. So the GLD, the United States' first spot gold ETF, went live late 2004. I went in January. I had to do some things for tax purposes in late 2004. Boom, that's over January, piled in. And I piled in with a lot of traders of mine into the gold ETF. So yes, I played the paper gold game. But I was always because my dad was a physical gold guy. I believed in the physicality of the item. I wanted physical gold. I had physical gold and silver as well, but physical gold ownership. But did I? Because the gold wasn't in my house. That wouldn't be smart. I couldn't put $20 million worth of gold in my house. Where do I put it? And if anybody ever knew I had $20 million worth of gold in my house, my family is in danger. I'm in danger. I'm a target, right? So I had to have physical gold ownership in a custodian. And I had one of the two world's top custodians in the world storing my gold. Now, get this. I paid for that. So I paid for the most supreme storage and custodianship that you could possibly do. Paid top dollar for it. Never went to London for the purpose of actually seeing it. Never. I never saw the gold. Think about that, guys. Think of the hoax in this. I never saw it. I got paper reports on my gold. But I never saw it. I never touched it. I never felt it. I never held it in my hands. I mean, I had small amounts in the house that I would hold in my hands. There's something very powerful about holding $500,000 in gold in your hands, you know? Something really, truly powerful about that. So I don't take that away from gold, and I don't take that away from its physicality. There is something that resonates in the soul when you hold $500,000 in gold in your hands. Something happens. But what I'm saying is, to do it massively, to save over a lifetime in that, do you really have it? No, I had pieces of paper that said I had it. I never saw it. I never touched it. I got reports on it. And so I'm going to tell you that the majority of people that call themselves gold supporters, because that's the real money, none of them have gold. 99% of them don't have gold. They have a gold ETF, piece of paper. Even the 1% that has gold in a custodian somewhere, they've never seen it. They've never touched it. They have a piece of paper. It's all bullshit. Do you understand? All of it. The only thing that's not bullshit is Bitcoin, because it's not a paper. It's not a piece of paper. It doesn't come from another man. I don't have to trust anybody else that it's there. I don't need to have somebody custody it. So, yes, keeping your Bitcoin on exchange is just like I was doing with my gold, keeping it in London at one of the world's top custodians, never seeing it, never touching it. They say it's mine. I don't even know if it's there. And what if I decided to visit one day? How do I know that they didn't just say, okay, Mr. Velez is coming to visit. Take Mr. Johnson's name off the cage there. Put Mr. Valdez's name. Sir, his name is not Valdez. His name is Velez. Oh, well, okay. You know what I'm saying. Just put Velez on that, and let's move Mr. Johnson's name off of that. He's coming around 1 o'clock. Who says they're not swapping names on the cages? Come on, man. It's all a scam. I'm telling you, all of it. All of it. Guys, human beings have proven that they can't be trusted. You will build a failed society if it requires trust. Trust, the very fact that you have to trust someone means that you have an imperfect system. Let me give you an example. I do not have to trust that I am Oliver Velez. I am Oliver Velez. If trust is I believe in your ability to do the right thing by me. I believe, I trust that you will. That has never worked in the history of the entire human race. That trust has always been broken, violated. Human beings can't be trusted. But that doesn't mean that they're not special. Human beings become special when trust is no longer required. When you don't have to trust another man, that other man becomes something different. The moment you give another man trust, you've lost. You've lost. History has proven this over and over again, that you can't, the universe seems not to have been constructed in a way where humans are supposed to be given trust. You're not supposed to give another man trust. This is almost like giving another man your life. So a society that is built on trust is already a failed society. You need a society that does not require trust. Now, think about how perfect something is if trust is not required. If I were to ask you, if I were to ask Freddie here with the question, it's like keeping your Bitcoin on exchange here. So say, Freddie, if Freddie's married and Freddie comes visit me with a woman to have dinner or what have you, and I say, "Oh, Freddie, nice to see you again. Is that your wife?" Now, if Freddie says, "I trust that that's my wife. I think, I believe that's my wife," Freddie dies. Do you understand? There's no trust in that. There's no belief in that. There's a knowing. What's better, to I believe or I know? I believe my Bitcoin is on exchange. I believe my gold is being custodied properly. I trust that the banks have my back. I believe, I trust, I think, and then. You think that's better than I know? Like, what society is better? What position do you want to be in? What's more powerful? What's more independent? What's freer? What commands? What has greater command? Knowing or I think, Oliver, I believe, I trust he's doing the right thing. Bitcoin removes the need to trust another man with your life. We have been duped and tricked to give our very life to another man, to trust it to another man. Think about it. Think about this. If your life is made up of time, time is the stuff that your life is made up of, right? So if time is your life and you give your time in exchange for money, money is your life, no? Think about it. Time is the stuff that your very life is made up of. Now, you give your time. You might give 40 hours a week of your time. You give your time. In exchange for giving your time, which is your life, I give my life for this money. This money represents the life, the time I gave to someone or something. So now the money is my life. My life is represented by this money. Now, what we've been told is, now that you have this different version of your life called money, give it to me. This is what the system has tricked us to do. Give me your life. because you can't take care of your life. I am your overseer. I am smarter. I am more capable than you with your life. You shouldn't have your life. You should not be, you should have your life in your own custody. You shouldn't be holding your own life. Give your life to me, which is your money. Give it to me. Trust me with your life. That is the whole freaking system. And it has never worked. Never worked. Trust has never worked in the entire history of human mankind. Trust has never worked. Think about it. Every single human being in your life has failed you. At one point or another, I want you to think about it. Take a moment right now. Do it now. Every single human being has failed you. Your kids have failed you. At one point or another, they have. I know. I have a lot of them. Your parents, they failed you at one point or another. Your family members, they have failed you. I know. I have a family. Your neighbors, your friends, every professional relationship you have, there's failure in that. I know. It is guaranteed. And so we now have something that gives us the ability to say, no, you don't get my life. I custody my own life. I gave my time in exchange for this. This represents my very life because time is the stuff that my life is made up of. So this is my life, and you don't get your dirty hands off of my life. I custody my own life. I take care of my own life. I do not hand that to another man like I'm some freaking slave child. And I don't need to trust anybody except myself. You know, that is the world that Bitcoin redelivers to society, to human mankind. It liberates us from this system that says, give me your life. Because you don't deserve your life. You don't deserve to hold on to it. Give it to me. Trust me with it. You know what I'm saying? If money is your life, do you know what money is? Money is your life. That's what it is. What do you mean? Money is your life. Now, here's where it is theft to print money by Federal Reserve banks. Printing money is theft. Most of you have heard that, but I find that when I go about talking to people, most people can say that, yeah, Oliver, printing money is theft, but they don't really understand. They don't understand intrinsically. They're like, yeah, money is theft, yeah. But do they really understand? Most people I find don't really understand why. Well, why is it theft? And it's very simple. If I have to bust my ass, spend my life, so I have to take the limited amount of time that I have on this planet. And let's say I've got 85 years. I've got to take a portion of this limited 85 years, and I have to give it to something. I have to give it to someone or something, which means that I no longer have it. I sacrifice my life. I sacrifice a little sliver of my life. I give my life to someone else. I give everything that I know, my intelligence, what I learned, my knowledge, I give that away, but not for free. In exchange for me taking everything I know, all of my wisdom, all of my knowledge, all of my capability, all of who I am, and I give it to another man, and that other man gives me back something in exchange for that called money. I gave my life for this. This is my life. Do you understand? This is my life. When I have to give my life for this, and someone can make it go down in value, they stole my life from me. Every new unit of this that is printed by someone without any effort, that I had to work for it, but they can just press a button and get it. That's stealing from me. I gave my life for this, and you make it go down in value by pressing a button, you stole my life from me. I made $100,000. I saved $100,000 breaking my ass. I gave my life away for this 100,000. And now, after I finally reached 100,000, it buys only $50,000 worth of stuff. You stole half of my life. I sacrificed. I did without. I told my kids no countless times. I deprived myself to save this $100,000 over these years. And now you're telling me it's 50,000 because you pressed a button? You didn't have to give your life. You didn't have to work. You just pressed a button and my life got cut in half. Are you serious? This is what Bitcoin frees us from. You understand? And there are people that want to come into my world and say, Oliver, yeah, but Catcoin. Are you freaking stupid? Like, what planet are you from, dude? What planet are you from? And how's the weather there? Like, dude, come on. This is too important to be talking about cat coins and dog coins and bullshit like that. The casino is going to always be there for us. This is about freedom. We have to keep the conversation focused on freeing ourselves from this monetary form of slavery that has blanketed the entire globe. Do you understand? Every human being is subject to this. And so the Bitcoin's killer app today is not buying a freaking hamburger or a hot dog. That's ridiculous. That's not its killer app today. Bitcoin's killer app is savings. It's the world's greatest savings technology because we finally have something to put our life into that doesn't require trust because it's maths. We can instead of putting our life in the hands of another man, we can put our life in the hands of Bitcoin. Maths. 1 + 1 will always equal 2. Something that is mathematically designed to increase who I am, what I am, how valuable I am every 4 years of its life. It's mathematically designed to do that forever until I die. Not go down, go up in value every 4 years, mathematically designed every 4 years until you die. I can put my life into something that becomes more scarce every single second of my life. How does Bitcoin become more scarce every single second of your life? Do you know? Do you know how Bitcoin becomes? Do you know that during our talk, Bitcoin has become more scarce than when we started talking together? How? through human birth. There's 8.1 billion people on planet Earth today. 8.1 billion. Every single day, if you were to divide the amount of existing Bitcoin by 8.1 billion, you get a small handful of Satoshis per every human being, right? So what's the amount of Bitcoin per human being? I want you to get that number. Keep that number. The amount of Satoshis, the amount of Bitcoin per human being on planet Earth, 8.1 billion. But get this, every day it's different. You know why? Because every single day, 120,000 more human beings come into our world. And so the amount of Bitcoin per human being goes down every single second of your life, every single day. 220,000 net. This is net, guys, because we know some human beings leave us, right? But net of all the deaths, there's a net positive human growth rate of 220,000 human beings born every single day, making the amount of Bitcoin available per human being go down every single day forever. Forever. So we have something that we can put our life into that does not require trust, that never leaves our control ever. That can't be stolen, can't be taken, can't be confiscated, can't be debased, that's mathematically designed to go up every 4 years of our life forever, and that gets scarcer every single day of our existence until we die. Are you kidding me? Or give it to JP Morgan. Really? Seriously, people. It's crazy. Yeah. The new blood type they discovered. What is that? B plus? Let's see. What else here, guys? What else here? Most people don't understand money. They have no understanding of what money represents truly, which is your life. And this is by design, because why do you think it is a travesty that none of our children are taught finance? They're not taught money in school. Why do you think that is? And this is the case globally, no? Because if we really truly understood from little beings money and how the current system called the money system works, there would be global revolt. We can't have that. So it's on purpose that we are kept ignorant about what money is. How many people that you come in contact with who studied money, like studied it, looked into it, gone back over its history to look at all the forms of money that human beings have had throughout the entire evolutionary process? How many people have looked into the length, the lifespans of all the different types of money and questioned and investigated, why did this money give way to the next money? Why was this money considered better than the last money? How many people have truly studied money, looked into it that way? Yet their whole lives are driven by money. They think about it all day long. They wake up every single day pricing everything, looking at everything through the eyes of money, desiring money, wanting money, working for money, going to school to try to earn more money, putting time into being skilled to make more money. Their whole life is predicated on money, and yet not one of them has taken the time to study the thing that they're giving their life to. They're giving their life to earn money. They're giving their whole life to money, and yet they haven't studied it. How does that even make sense? How is that intelligent to not have once sat down to study the thing that you give your life to? And so this creates a weak-minded person that can never see what money truly is, which is your life. And that whenever you give it to another man, you are giving your life to another man. And whenever someone else has control of the price of your money, that is not fair. That is not true. That is not real. That should not be the case. Why should I have to give my life for my money and you don't? Why is that? Why do you get to set the price of my money and I don't? Why do I have to give you my money to control? Why? And so, going down the money rabbit hole is what opens your eyes to how we're living in a monetary slave-based system that blankets the earth. Guys, do you know, for the first time in human history, a form of slavery blankets the entire earth. Slavery's always been in pockets, but this is the first time that slavery is global. It's a relatively brand new experiment, and it's failing. But think about that. That's crazy. Yeah. New Orleans says, I just got out of church, checked my feet, and now I'm back in church with OV. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on and say hi. I appreciate it, guys. I'm just blown away by your generosity. There's over 1,600 people here listening to me live. I just crossed 50,000 followers. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I never thought that things would get to this place, not on this platform. But anyway, listen, I appreciate all of you joining me here on my rants. Again, I'm going to be here with you just like this until Bitcoin hits 100,000, and I'm out, guys. I'm not out of Bitcoin, and I'm not out of Bitcoin content. This is something I want to make clear here. Most of you who are familiar with my work, you know that I've said that when Bitcoin hits 100,000, guys, you're good. I'm gone. You don't need me anymore. I'm going to go focus on other things, right? Right. I travel extensively. It's just a whole bunch of different things and different projects that I still have on the back burner that I want to focus on, but I will never leave Bitcoin. I'm not saying I'm leaving Bitcoin. I'm saying I'm leaving liking each and every one of your posts and trying to figure out, what are you trying to say to me? This sounds like it's coming from an idiot, but I'll respond anyway. And all of the freaking DMs, what's real, what's a bot, what's a person? All right, this person deserves to be responded to. That freaking shit that takes a lot of time. And this is the platform I don't allow my team to really touch, right? Because I wanted it to be purely me. And so it's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So I promised I would do that until Bitcoin hit 100,000, but I would do my best to leave behind a body of work that represents the way I see things. You have to determine whether it's right or not, but the way I see things. And so that is what I'm doing here. Now, does that mean that I won't be putting out Bitcoin content? No. I will be putting out Bitcoin content. My Bitcoin podcast will still go, Bitcoin Unleashed. I'm just talking about here, guys, reading every single word you type and that I can't do that forever. I'm sorry. I can't do that forever. All right. It's not me, man. I'm beyond that. I'm not a 19-year-old kid in my grandmother's basement, man, typing on the oh, what did he say? What did he say? No, I can't do that. I mean, I'm past that. So I'll do it. I'll be that idiot on the keyboard until Bitcoin 100,000. But then I'm gone, guys. I'm gonna go do some other things, but I still will be putting out Bitcoin content, you know? So I just wanted to make that distinction. All right, guys. That's right. Listen, thank you very much. I honor all of you. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy, where are we at now? Enjoy where are we? Whew. Guys, I don't check the Bitcoin price as frequently as you might think. Nice. We hit 64.6. Nice. Enjoy the pump, guys. Enjoy the pump. All right. Ciao for now. Boom. 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 Don't forget, guys, beet juice. Beet juice, ginger, little bit of lemon, touch of honey. Healthiest thing you can do. Ciao for now, guys. Ciao.